With reference to the evolution of coinage system in ancient India, consider the following statements. Punchmarked coins were casted coins with only one side die struck. Guptas were the first to write the inscriptions on coins in Sanskrit. Guptas were the first to write the inscriptions on coins in Sanskrit. In context of the Indian freedom struggle, consider the following statements regarding the censorship of Press Act 1799. All the newspapers were now reviewed by the government before publications. Consider the following statements regarding August offer. Regarding August offer, not August declaration, it is August offer. The August officer provided veto to Muslims. Following the failure of August offer, Mahatma Gandhi launched the individual satyagraha to affirm the right to free expression. Right to free expression. Consider the following statements regarding the Indian puppetry. Regarding the Indian puppetry. Puppets were present at the excavation sites of Harappan and Mohenjo-daro. The oldest written reference to the puppetry has been found in Tamil classic Silappadikaram. Tamil classic Silappadikaram. Recently, Ahmedabad city and state of Kerala was included in the world 50 greatest places of 2012. In regard to this, which of the places given below are added in the same list? In the same list, world 50 greatest places. Great Barrier Reef, Australia. Ras Al Khaimah, UAE. Trans-Bhutan Trail, Bhutan. Valencia, Spain. The Arctic. Spain and Arctic. About world's 50 greatest places. Ahmedabad city and the state of Kerala have been listed by Time magazine among the 50 extraordinary destinations to explore in its list of the world's greatest places of 2022. It is said that India's first UNESCO World Heritage City, Ahmedabad, boasts both ancient landmark and contemporary innovations. BOASTS boasts both ancient landmarks and contemporary innovations that make it a mecca for cultural tourism. From the serene Gandhi ashram that sits on 36 acres on the banks of the Sabarmati river to Navaratri, a vibrant 9-day celebration billed as the longest dance festival in the world. The list also includes Ras Al Khaimah, UAE, Park City, Utah, Seoul, Great Barrier Reef, Australia, the Arctic, Valencia, Spain. Trans-Bhutan Trail, Bhutan International Space Station, Bogota, Lower Zambezi National Park, Zambia, Istanbul and Kigali, Rwanda. The Indo-Greeks popularized in the practice of depicting the ruler's buster head-on coins. About coinage system in India. There is no strong evidence in the Indian setting to establish that individuals in the Stone Age used cash or conducted barter exchanges. The Indus Valley civilization appears to have engaged in considerable trade across a vast network, although it appears that it was mostly based on the barter system. The Harappans, on the other hand, employed fixed weight metals like silver for trade and mercantile purposes. Coins in Rigvedic period. The Rigveda mentions Nishka gold and Nishka Griva gold ornaments. However, it is unclear whether these may be interpreted as coins. Later Vedic scriptures, on the other hand, made mention of Nishka, Suvarna, Shatamana and Pada. Scholars, on the other hand, believe that these phrases do not imply the widespread use of traditional coinage. The first coins were casted coins with only one side die struck. Punch-marked coins have 1 to 5 marks or symbols incised on a single side. Indo-Greek coins. The Indo-Greeks popularized the practice of depicting the ruler's buster head-on coins. Legends on their Indian coins were written in two languages, Greek on one side and Kharosthi on the other. Zeus, Hercules, Apollo and Pallas Athene were among the Greek gods and goddesses depicted on the Indo-Greek coins. The first series of the coins featured Greek gods, while later coins had Indian gods as well. These coins were notable because they contained precise information on the issuing monarch, the year of release, and occasionally a portrait of the reigning monarch. Silver, copper, nickel, and lead were the most common metals for coins. Greek kings' coins in India were multilingual, with Greek on one side and Pali in Kharosthi script on the other. Coins issued by Gupta age. Gupta gold coins came in various different shapes and sizes. On one side of these coins, we see the monarch practicing Ashwamedha, playing the veena, riding a horse or elephant, fighting a lion, tiger, or rhinoceros with a sword or blow, or sitting on a sofa. The goddess Lakshmi, seated on a throne or a lotus seal, or the queen herself, is depicted on the opposite side. For the first time in coin history, the inscriptions on the coins were all written in Sanskrit, Brahmi script. Sanskrit means Brahmi script. Gupta monarchs created coins representing the emperors not just in military activities such as hunting lions or tigers, posing with weapons, etc., but also in leisure pursuits like playing the veena, with the representations of goddesses Lakshmi, Durga, Ganga, Garuda and Kartikeya on the reverse side of the coin. About puppetry in India, Empuri and Putulnach are example of rod puppet. About puppetry in India, a puppet is one of the most remarkable and indigenous inventions of the man. Puppetry is a type of narrative theatre at the crossroads between bardic storytelling and theatre plays. Shows include live music, narration, and gestures taken from dance. Puppetry throughout the ages has held an important place in traditional entertainment like traditional theatre. Themes for puppet theatre are mostly based on epics and legends. Puppets from different parts of the country have their own identity. Regional styles of painting and sculpture are reflected in them. Puppetry has long been of interest in India, both for education and entertainment purposes. The excavation sites at Harappa and Mohenjo-daro have yielded puppets with sockets attached to them, which suggest the presence of puppetry as an art form. Oldest written reference to puppetry has been found at Tamil classic Silappadikaram, written around 1st and 2nd century BC. Alluri Sita Ramaraju. Alluri Sita Ramaraju was an Indian revolutionary involved in the Indian independence movement. He was born in present day Andhra Pradesh in 1897 or 1898. He became a sannyasi at the age of 18 and gained a mystical aura among the hill and tribal people with his austerity, knowledge and astrology and medicine, and his ability to tame wild animals. He became involved in anti-British activities in response to the 1882 Madras Fort Act, which effectively restricted the free movement of Adivasis in their forest habitats. Adivasis means tribal communities, and prevented them from practicing a traditional form of agriculture known as Podu, shifting cultivation. Rising discontent towards the British led to the Rampa Rebellion or Manyam Rebellion of 1922, in which he played a major part as a leader. The Rampa Rebellion coincided with Mahatma Gandhi's non-cooperation movement. He persuaded people to wear khadi and give up drinking. At the same time, he asserted that India could be liberated only by the use of force, not non-violence. But at the same time, he asserted that India could be liberated only by the use of force, but not non-violence. He was nicknamed Manyam Veerudu, hero of the Zengil, by local villagers for his heroic exploits. Carbon trading in India. India has notified the National Designated Authority for the implementation of the Paris Agreement, wide gazetted notification dated 30 May 2022. The authority is mandated inter alia to take decisions in regard to the type of projects that they make take part in international carbon market under Article 6 mechanism. This is the backdrop of the Paris Agreement rules book being finalized in respect of Article 6, which focuses on carbon trading through bilateral cooperative approaches and international market mechanisms. India has taken steps mandated on the host part or country. Following list of activities has been finalized to be considered for trading of carbon credits under bilateral or cooperative approaches under Article 6.2 mechanism. GHG mitigation activities. GHG means greenhouse gases mitigation activities. Renewable energy with storage, only stored component. Solar thermal power, offshore wind, green hydrogen, compressed biogas, emerging mobility solutions like fuel cells, high-end technology for energy efficiency, sustainable aviation fuel, best available technologies for processing improvement in hard to abate sectors, tidal energy, ocean thermal energy, ocean salt gradient energy, ocean wave energy and ocean current energy, high voltage direct current transmission in conjunction with the renewable energy projects, alternate materials, green ammonia, removal activities, carbon capture utilization and storage. These activities will facilitate adoption or transfer of emerging technologies and may be used to mobilize international finance in India. The activities will initially be for first 3 years and may be updated or revised by NADA IPA. NADA IPA means National Designated Authority for the Implementation of the Paris Agreement. Nai Roshni program for women empowerment ministry started Nai Roshni or leadership development program for minority women in 2012 to 2013. The objective of the scheme is to empower and instill confidence among minority women including their neighbors from other communities living in the same village locality by providing knowledge, tools and techniques for interacting with government system, banks and other institutions at all levels. Political party symbol allotment rules. Allotment of symbols to candidates is governed by the Election Symbols Reservation and Allotment Order 1968. Choice of symbols made by a candidate other than a candidate set up by a national or state party in the nomination paper first delivered to RO is considered whether that nomination paper is accepted or rejected during scrutiny. No choice of symbols made by him in subsequent nomination paper is of any value. There are different rules for candidates of different categories. Political party means a party registered with EC Election Commission of India under section 29A of the RP Act 1951. Representation of People Act 1951. Recognized national political party means a party recognized as national party by Election Commission of India under Symbol Orders 1968. Recognized state political party means a party recognized by state party in the state concerned by Election Commission of India under Symbols Order 1968. Registered and unrecognized party. A political party registered with ECI under section 29A of the RP Act 1951 and which is not recognized by ECI as a national or state party is a registered or is a registered unrecognized party. Please note, a state party recognized in other state is and not recognized in the state where elections are being conducted is a registered unrecognized party in the concerned state. Independent candidate means candidates not set up by any political party. Concept of symbols allotment. Allotment of symbols to candidates of recognized parties. Candidates set up by recognized national and state political parties to get only the symbols reserved for those parties. Allotment of symbols to candidates of recognized state parties in other states. If such party sets up candidates in any other state, such candidates can get the party's reserved symbol under para 10. Allotment of symbols to candidate of parties which have lost recognition. It is a party which have lost recognition within the last 6 years as national or state party and is not recognized anywhere. It is treated as an unrecognized party. Such candidates can get party's earlier symbol under para 10A. Such can get a party's earlier symbol. Common symbol for registered unrecognized party. Under para 10b of symbols order, a registered unrecognized party can apply to Election Commission of India for allotment of common symbol for its candidates from among free symbols. Allotment of symbols to independent candidates. Allotment of symbols to independent candidates is also governed by para 12 of symbols order. These candidates have to choose symbols from list of free symbols notified by ECI. Every such candidate can give 3 options of free symbols in order of preference. Bharat Tap Initiative. Bharat Tap Initiative. It is a concept to use flow tap and fixtures. It will provide a low flow sanitary where at scale and thereby reduce water consumption at the source considerably. Bharat Tap Initiative. It is estimated to save approximately 40% of water. This will in turn result in water saving, and energy is saving due to less water, and energy will be required for pumping, transporting and purification. This initiative will also be accepted quickly in the country and will lead to a renewed focus on water conservation efforts. Recently, the Minister for Housing and Urban Affairs launched the Bharat Tap Initiative at the Pumblex India exhibition. The exhibition is aimed at products and services related to the plumbing, water and sanitation industry. At the exhibition, NAREDCO, National Real Estate Development Council, Mahis Nirmal Jal Prayas initiative was also launched. Nirmal Jal Prayas initiative was also launched. Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana. From January 1st, 2017, the maternity benefit program is implemented in all the districts of the country. The program is named as Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana. Under Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana, a cash incentive of 5,000 rupees is provided directly to the bank or post office account of pregnant women and lactating mothers for first living child of the family, subject to fulfilling specific conditions relating to maternal and child health. Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana is implemented using the platform of Anganwadi Services, a scheme of umbrella ICDS under the Ministry of Women and Child Development in respect of states and union territories. States or union territories implementing scheme through Women and Child Development Department, Social Welfare Department, and through health system in respect of states or union territories where scheme is implemented by Health and Family Welfare Department. Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana is implemented through a centrally deployed web-based MIS software application and the focal point of implementation would be Anganwadi Center AWC and ASHA or ANM workers. Doctrine of pleasure. PESA Act. The PESA Act was enacted in 1996 to provide for the extension of the provisions of Part 9 of the Constitution relating to the panchayats to the scheduled areas other than panchayats. Part 9, comprising Article 243 to 243 ZT of the Constitution, contains provisions relating to municipalities and cooperative societies. Under the PESA Act, scheduled areas are those referred to it in Article 244 Clause 1, which says that the provisions of the 5th schedule shall apply to the scheduled areas and scheduled tribes in states other than as AMTM, Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. The 5th schedule provides for a range of special provisions of these areas. How is the PESA Act 1996 supposed to work? The PESA Act was enacted to ensure self-governance through the Gram Sabhas, village assemblies for people living in the scheduled areas. It recognized the right of tribal communities who are residents of the scheduled areas to govern themselves through their own systems of self-government and also acknowledge their traditional rights over natural resources. In pursuance of this objective, the Act empowers Gram Sabha to play a key role in approving development plans and controlling all special social sectors. This includes the process and personnel who implement policies exercising control over minor forest resources, minor water bodies and minor minerals, managing local markets, preventing land alienation and regulating intoxicants, among other things. State governments are expected to amend their respective Panchayat Raj Acts without making any law that would be inconsistent with the mandate of PESA. 10 states, Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha, Rajasthan and Telangana have notified fifth schedule areas that cover partially or fully several districts in each of these states. After the PESA Act was enacted, the Central Ministry of Panchayat Raj circulated Model PESA rules. So far, for 6 states have notified these rules, including Gujarat. Central Information Commission. The Central Information Commission has been constituted with effect from 12th October 2005 under the Right to Information Act 2005. The jurisdiction of the commission extends over all central public authorities. This commission consists of the Chief Information Commissioner and Information Commissioners was not exceeding 10. The key objectives are to receive and inquire into complaints from any citizen as provided in section 18 of the RTI Act 2005, to receive and decide upon the second appeals from any citizen as provided in section 19 of the RTI Act 2005 and RTI Rules 2012, to exercise the powers conferred on CIC under the Act under the Right to Information Act 2005, to perform the duty of monitoring and reporting as provided in section 25 of the RTI Act 2005. The committee formed to appoint Chief Information Commission consisting of the Prime Minister, Leader of Opposition in the Lok Sabha and a Union Cabinet Minister as nominated by the Prime Minister. అట్లా కదా, స్లో. Clouds. Cloud is a mass of minute water droplets or tiny crystals of ice formed by the condensation of the water vapor in free air at considerable elevations. As the clouds are formed at some height over the surface of the earth, they take various shapes. According to their height, expanse, density and transparency or opaqueness, clouds are grouped under 4 types: cirrus clouds, cumulus clouds, stratus clouds, nimbus clouds, cumulonimbus clouds. Cumulus clouds form when air cools to the dew point, the temperature at which the air can no longer hold all its water vapor. At this temperature, water vapor condenses to form droplets of liquid water, which we observe as a cloud. For this process to happen, we require air to be forced to rise in the atmosphere, or for moist air to come into contact with a cold surface. On a sunny day, the sun's radiation heats the land, which in turn heats the air just above it. This warmed air rises by convection and forms cumulus. These fair weather clouds look like cotton wool. If you look at a sky filled with cumulus, you may notice that they have flat bases which all lie at the same level. At the height, air from ground level has cooled to the dew point. Cumulus clouds do not generally rain. You are in for fine weather. Ways and Means Advances (WMA). The Reserve Bank of India gives temporary loan facilities to the central and state governments. This loan facility is called Ways and Means Advances. The Ways and Means Advances scheme was introduced in 1997. The Ways and Means Advances scheme was introduced to meet mismatches in the receipts and payments of the government. The government can avail immediate cash from the RBI if required, but it has to return the amount within 90 days. Interest is charged at the existing repo rate. If the Ways and Means Advances exceeds 90 days, it would be treated as an overdraft. Interest rate on overdraft is 2 percentage points more than the repo rate. The limits for Ways and Means Advances are decided by the government and RBI mutually and revised periodically for the second half of the 2019 to 2020 financial year. RBI sets 35,000 crore rupees as a limit for Ways and Means Advances. There are 2 types of Ways and Means Advances: normal and special. Special Ways and Means Advances are special drawing facilities provided against the collateral of the government securities held by the state. After the state has exhausted the limit of SDF, it gets normal Ways and Means Advances. The interest rate for SDF is SDF means special drawing facility. Special drawing facility is 1 percentage point less than the repo rate. The number of loans under Ways and Means Advances is based on a 3-year average of actual revenue and capital expenditure of the state. About Maratha economy and revenue administration. Shivaji abolished the Jagirdari system and replaced it with the Raitwari system, and changes in the position of hereditary revenue officials, which was popularly known as Deshmukhs, Deshpande, Patils, and Kulkarnis. Shivaji strictly supervised the Mirsadars who had hereditary rights in land. The revenue system was patterned on the Kati system of Malik Amber, in which every piece of land was measured by rod or Kati. Chauth and Sardeshmukhi were other sources of income. Chauth amounted 1/4 of the standard, which was paid to Marathas as a safeguard against Shivaji forces raiding non-Marathas territories. Sardeshmukhi was an additional levy of 10% demanded from the areas outside of the kingdom. The Maratha rulers adopted two kinds of measures here. The first measure entailed concessional assessment, istava, remission of revenue and loans. These measures helped to bring new land under cultivation. The second measure encouraged initiative of the people to build agricultural facilities. For example, and inam of gift land was given to the headman of the village during Shivaji's period to repair or build new dams. Coral reef production and threats. Corals are animals, even though they may exhibit some of the characteristics of plants and are often mistaken for rocks. In scientific classification, corals fall under the phylum Cnidaria and the class Anthozoa. They are relatives of jellyfish and anemones. There are more than 800 known species of reef building coral worldwide, of hundreds of species of soft corals and deep sea corals. The Coral Reef Unit was established by the UNEP Executive Order in 2000 year coordinate UNEP's work on coral reefs. It works in partnership with regional seas convention and action plans and other institutions on joint development of tools and methods that enable ecosystem based approaches to coral reef management. Regional and national level policy support and demonstration projects to facilitate adoption and uptake, as well as capacity building and networking to promote exchange of best practice. The Coral Reef Unit represents UNEP in the International Coral Reef Initiative ICRI and supports global coral reef monitoring network reporting through the regional seas. The International Coral Reef Initiative is an informal partnership between nations and organizations which strives to preserve coral reefs and related ecosystems around the world. The International Coral Reef Initiative was launched at the United Nations Global Conference on Sustainable Development of Small Islands Developing States in Barbados in 1994. 3-day International Conference on Status on Protection of Coral Reefs, STAPCOR 2018, with the theme Reef for Life began in Lakshadweep. The conference is organized by Geological Survey of India. International Coral Reef Initiative has declared 2018 as the third International Year of the Reef. The corals and algae have a mutualistic relationship. The corals provide the zooxanthellae and with the compounds necessary for photosynthesis. In return, the zooxanthellae supply the coral with organic products of photosynthesis like carbohydrates, which are utilized by the coral polyps for the synthesis of their calcium carbonate skeletons. In addition to providing corals with essential nutrients, zooxanthellae are responsible for the unique and beautiful colors of corals. They are also called the rainforests of the sea. Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Legislature of the Union, which is called Parliament, consists of the President and two houses known as Council of States, Rajya Sabha, and House of the People, Lok Sabha. Council of States, Rajya Sabha, and House of the People, Lok Sabha. Each house has to meet within 6 months of its previous sitting. A joint sitting of two houses can be held in certain cases. Elections to the Rajya Sabha are indirect. Members representing states are elected by elected members of legislative assemblies of the states in accordance with the system of proportional representation by means of the single transferable vote, and those representing union territories are chosen in such manner as Parliament may by law prescribe. The Rajya Sabha is not subject to dissolution one-third of its members retired every second year. The Lok Sabha is composed of representatives of people chosen by direct election on the basis of adult suffrage. The maximum strength of the House envisaged by the Constitution is now 552. 530 members to represent states, 22 represent union territories, and not more than 2 members of the Anglo-Indian community to be nominated by the president if this opinion that community is not adequately represented in the House. The total elective membership of the Lok Sabha is distributed among states in such a way that the ratio between the number of seats allotted to each state and population of the state is, as far as practicable, the same for all states. A non-conference motion can be moved by any member of the House. It can be moved only in the Lok Sabha and not Rajya Sabha. Rule 198 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Lok Sabha specifies the procedure for moving a no confidence motion. The member has to give a written notice of the motion before 10 am, which will be read out by the speaker in the House. A minimum of 50 members have to accept the motion, and accordingly the speaker will announce the date for discussion for the motion. The tribunal systems in India. The tribunals are judicial or quasi-judicial institutions established by law. Article 323A and B anukunta. Article 323A and 323B were inserted in the Constitution of India through the 42nd Amendment Act in 1976. They intend to provide a platform for faster adjudication as compared to traditional courts, as well as expertise on certain subject matters. Article 323A empowered Parliament to constitute administrative tribunals both at central and state level for adjudication of matters related to recruitment and conditions of service of public servants. Article 323B specified certain subjects such as taxation and land reforms, for which Parliament or state legislatures may constitute tribunals by enacting a law. In 2010, the Supreme Court clarified that the subject matters under Article 323B are not exclusive, and legislatures are empowered to create tribunals on any subject matters under their purview as specified in the 7th schedule of the Constitution. The Income Tax Appellate Tribunal was established as the first tribunal in India. The objective was to reduce the workload of courts, expedite adjudication of disputes, and build expertise on tax matters within the tribunal. The tribunal reforms, rationalization and conditions of service bill 2021 was introduced in Lok Sabha. 6th degree channel separates the Indira Point from Indonesia. 6th degree channel separates the Indira Point from Indonesia. Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz is a narrow, strategically important strait between the Gulf of Oman in the southeast and the Persian Gulf. Bab al-Mandab. The Bab el-Mandab, or the Gate of Grief, is a strait between Yemen on the Arabian Peninsula and Djibouti, Eritrea in the Horn of Africa. It connects the Red Sea to the Gulf of Aden. The 10 degree channel separates the Andaman Islands and the Nicobar Islands from each other in the Bay of Bengal. 6 degree channel separates the Indira Point from Indonesia. Indira Point from Indonesia. Digital banking units. Transfer of funds within bank and interbank NEFT, presently up to 5,000 with OTP validation. Digital banking units DBUs. It is a specialized fixed point business unit or hub having certain minimum digital infrastructure for delivering digital banking products and services, as well as servicing existing financial products and services digitally in both self-service and assisted mode. Following services are offered at digital banking units: cash withdrawal and cash deposit only through ATM and cash recycler machines respectively. Passbook printing or statement generation. Internet banking kiosk, which may also include facilities to provide all majority of services available on internet banking, including indent and issuance and processing checkbook request receipt and online processing of various standing instruction of clients, transfer of funds within bank and interbank presently up to 5000 with OTP validation, loading of grievance digitally and acknowledgement thereof and tracking of resolution status, account opening kiosk with the video KYC for account opening, digital onboarding onboarding of customers for schemes such as Atal Pension Yojana, insurance the onboarding for Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana and Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana. Digital banking units is a specialized fixed point business unit, hub housing criteria certain minimum digital infrastructure for delivering as well as servicing existing financial products and services digitally in both self-service and assisted mode to enable customers to have cost-effective or convenient access and enhance digital experience in an efficient, paperless, secured and connected environment at any time or all year around. Indian Ocean Rim Association IORA. The Indian Ocean Rim Association is an intergovernmental organization which was established 7th March 1997. Indian Ocean Rim Association apex body is the Council of Foreign Ministers which meets annually. The United Arab Emirates assumed the role of chair since November 2019, November 2021 to 2019 to November 2021, followed by the Republic of Bangladesh November 2021 to 2023. Indian Ocean Rim Association is a dynamic organization of 23 member states and 10 dialogue partners with an ever-growing momentum for mutually beneficial regional cooperation through a consensus-based evolutionary and non-intrusive approach. Commonwealth of Australia, People Republic of Bangladesh, Union of Comoros, French Republic, Republic of India, Republic of Indonesia, Islamic Republic of Iran, Republic of Kenya, Republic of Madagascar, Malaysia, Republic of Maldives, Republic of Mauritius, Republic of Mozambique, Sultanate of Oman, Republic of Seychelles, Republic of Singapore, Federal Republic of Somalia, Republic of South Africa, Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, United Republic of Tanzania, Kingdom of Thailand, United Arab Emirates and Republic of Yemen. All sovereign states of the Indian Ocean Rim are eligible for membership of the association. To become member states must adhere to the principles and objectives enshrined in the Charter of the Association. The following listed dialogue partners form part of the association: People's Republic of China, Arab Republic of Egypt, Republic of Germany, Republic of Italy, Japan, Republic of Korea, Russian Federation, Republic of Turkey, United Kingdom and United States of America. Bharat series. The private firm employees who have offices in more than 4 states or union territories are eligible to apply BH series number plate. The private firm employees who have offices in more than 4 states or union territories are eligible to apply for BH series number plate. Bharat series. The government of India introduced the Bharat series number plate or Bharat series registration number for non-transport vehicles in August 2021. The Bharat series number plate removes the obligation of transferring vehicle registration after moving from one state to other. Registration for the Bharat series connected commenced from 15th September 2021. Those eligible for the Bharat series number series include state and central government employees, defense sector, bank employees, administrative services, private firm employees who have offices in more than 4 states or union territories. The BH series is applicable only for non-transport vehicles. For BH series registration, one can avoid for the registry process of vehicles once they shift to a new state. Saves time, effort and paperwork for the entire process. The BH series number plate is valid throughout the country. The BH series number plate looks like an usual license plate with a white background and black fonts, except the format of the license number is different. The BH number series is registration number consists of the year of registration as in YY, followed by BH series as in code for Bharat series. The 4-digit BH series registration number and XS that stands for 2 excluding I and O, indicating the vehicle category, for example YY, BH and number and XX. The road for tax for the BS series vehicles can be paid online, which remains applicable for 14 years once paid. Post that an annual payment is compulsory. The percentage of road tax to be paid based on the vice on the car is convenient as well. 8% of for the cars below 10 lakh rupees, 10% for cars between 10 to 20 lakhs, and 12% cars costing about 20 lakh rupees. Nixtamalization. Nixtamalization is a traditional maize preparation process. Nixtamalization, which dried kernels are cooked and steeped in an alkaline solution, usually water and food grade lime calcium hydroxide. After that, the maize is drained and rinsed to remove the outer kernel cover and milled to produce dough that forms the base of numerous food products including tortillas and tamales. The cooking, heat instrument and steeping in the alkaline solution induce changes in the kernel structure, chemical composition, functions, properties and nutritional value. In addition to altering the smell, flavor and color of maize products, nixtamalization provides several nutritional benefits including increased bioavailability of vitamin B3, niacin, which reduce the risk of pellagra disease, increased calcium intake due to its absorption by the kernels during the steeping process, increased resistance which starch content in food products which serves as a source of dietary fiber, significantly reduces presence of mycotoxins such as fuminisons and alpha toxins, increased bioavailability of iron which decrease the risk of anemia. Biorap is a centralized mechanism, biological research regulatory approval process. The full form of Biorap means BIORRAP is a biological research regulatory approval portal where in all researchers and public private research and development organizations and stakeholders undertaking biological research and which require regulatory approvals are required to register on this centralized national portal. The Biorap ID generated through this portal linked with the portals of various regulatory agencies. When a research proposal is submitted on this portal, a unique Biorap ID will be granted for the research which is essential for submission of application to concerned regulatory authority. The researcher would be able to see the status of application submitted to various regulatory agencies using the Biorap ID. Since each research proposal requires Biorap ID for submission on portals of regulatory agencies, it is mandatory to register Biorap. Biorap ID will be generated for a research proposal only on submission on the name of Biorap portal. The Biorap is developed and maintained by the Department of Biotechnology, Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India, under Government of India. Applications of nuclear energy. The Food and Agriculture Organization FAO of the United Nations (UN) estimates that about 795 million people, one in nine, were suffering from chronic undernourishment in 2014 to 16. Radioisotopes and radiation used in food and agriculture are helping to reduce these figures as well as directly improving food production. Agriculture needs to be sustainable over the long term. The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations works with the IAEA on programs to improve food sustainability assisted by nuclear and related biotechnologies. Plant mutation breeding is the process of exposing the seeds or cuttings of a given plant to radiation such as gamma rays to cause mutations. The irradiated material is then cultivated to generate a planet. The plantlets are selected and multiplied if they show desired traits. A process of marker assisted selection, a molecular marker assisted breeding is used to identify desirable traits based on genes. The use of radiation essentially enhances the natural process of spontaneous genetic mutation, significantly shortening the time it takes. Food irradiation. Some 25 to 30% of food harvested is lost as a result of spoilage before it can be consumed. This problem is particularly prevalent in hot, humid countries. Food irradiation is the process of exposing foodstuffs to gamma rays to kill bacteria that can cause foodborne diseases and increase shell life. In all parts of the world, there is a growing use of irradiation technology to preserve food. More than 60 countries worldwide have introduced regulations allowing the use of irradiation for food products. Carbon dating, analyzing the relative abundance of particular naturally occurring radioisotopes is of vital importance in determining the age of rockets and other materials that are of interest to geologists, anthropologists, hydrologists and archaeologists among others. Desalination, potable water is a major priority in sustainable development, where it cannot be obtained from streams and aquifers, where it cannot be desalination of seawater, mineralized groundwater or urban wastewater is required. Most desalination today uses fossil fuels and thus contribution to increased level of greenhouse gases. Sterilization, hospitals use gamma rays radiation to sterilize medical products and supplies such as syringes, gloves, clothing and instruments that would otherwise be damaged by heat sterilization. Okay. The satellites in a geostationary orbit does not work well for far northern or southern locations because they are parked over the equator. Types of orbits: a satellite in a circular geosynchronous orbit directly over the equator, eccentricity and inclination at 0, will have a geostationary orbit that does not move at all relative to the ground. It is always directly over the same place on the Earth's surface. A geostationary orbit is extremely valuable for weather monitoring because satellites in this orbit provide a constant view of the same surface area. The second common medium Earth orbit is the Molniya orbit. Invented by the Russians, the Molniya orbit works well for observing high latitudes. The geostationary orbit is valuable for the constant view it provides, but satellites in a geostationary orbit are parked over the equator, so they don't work well for far northern and southern locations, which are always on the edge of view for a geostationary satellite. Highly elliptical orbit, and a highly elliptical orbit is oblong with one and nearer the Earth and other more distant. Satellites in HEO are suited for communication, satellite radio, remote sensing and other applications. International North to South Transport Corridor. It is a trilateral agreement signed by India, Iran, Russia at the European Asian Conference on Transport in 2000. The legal framework for the international north to south transport is provided by a trilateral agreement signed by India, Iran and Russia at the Euro-Asian Conference on Transport in 2000. Aim to reduce the carriage cost between India and Russia about 30% and to reduce the transmit time from 40 days by more than half. The corridor is expected to consolidate the emerging Eurasian free trade area. It is a 7,200 km multimodal transport corridor that combines road, rail, maritime routes connecting Russia and India via Central Asia and Iran. It links the Indian Ocean to the Caspian Sea via the Persian Gulf onwards into Russia and Northern Europe. It offers the shortest connectivity route between India and Russia. The components of international north to south transport corridor are northern and western Europe, the Russia Federation, Caucasus, CAUS, Persian Gulf, western route, Central Asia to Persian Gulf, eastern route, Caspian Sea to Iran, Persian Gulf, central route. అది పరిస్థితి. General principle of suspension of MPs. The general principle is that it is the role of duty to the presiding officer, Speaker of Lok Sabha and Chairman of Rajya Sabha to maintain order so that the House can function smoothly. In order to ensure that proceedings are conducted in the proper manner, the Speaker or Chairman is empowered to force a member to withdraw from House. Rule of procedure and conduct. Rule 373. The Speaker can direct a member to withdraw immediately from the House if he finds the member conduct disorderly. Members are so ordered to withdraw shall do so forthwith and shall remain absent during the remainder of the day sitting. Rule 374. The Speaker can name a member who disregards the authority of the chair or abuses the rules of the House by persistently and willfully obstructing the business thereof, and the member so named will be suspended from the House for a period not exceeding the remainder of the session. A member suspended under this rule shall forthwith withdraw from the precedence of the House. Rule 374A. Rule 374A was incorporated in the rule book in December 2001. What are the terms of suspension? The maximum period of suspension is for the remainder of the session. Suspended members cannot enter the chamber or attend the meetings of the committees. He will not be eligible to give notice for discussion or submission. He loses the right to get a reply to his questions. Okay. Rule 256 Rajya Sabha. It provides for suspension of members. The chairman can suspend a member from the service of the council for a period not exceeding the remainder of the session. Rule 255 of Rajya Sabha. Under Rules 255 of Rajya Sabha, General Rules of Procedure, the Rajya Sabha presiding officer of the House can invoke suspension of the member of Parliament. The chairman, as per this rule, can direct any member whose conduct in his opinion was not right was disorderly. Bill tribes. Bills are commonly referred to as Rajasthan's bowmen. They are India's most widely dispersed tribal communities as per census 2011. Bills are India's largest tribe. However, Bill tribe is not listed in the PVTGs. About Bill tribes. Bills are commonly referred to as Rajasthan's bowmen. They are India's most widely dispersed tribal communities. As per 2011 census, Bills are India's largest tribe. They are broadly classified into two types: central or pure Bills and eastern or Rajput Bills. The central Bills can be found in the mountain regions of Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat and Rajasthan in India, and also can be found in Tripura's northwestern regions. They are considered as scheduled tribe in Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Tripura. Bills are members of the pre-Aryan race. The term bill is derived from the word villu or billu, which is known as the bow in the Dravidian language. The name bill is also mentioned in the ancient epics of Mahabharata and Ramayana. World Crime Control Bureau, Wildlife Crime Control Bureau. It has been envisaged as a multidisciplinary statutory body that will have officials from forest, police, customs and other similar agencies. The Wildlife Crime Control Bureau was created to complement the existing state machinery to deal with the wildlife having ramifications beyond state and national borders. It is not intended to perform the normal and routine functions falling within the domain of the states or union territories. As crime including the implementation of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972 is mandate of the state governments. The Bureau was constituted by amendment to the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. It has been envisaged as a multidisciplinary statutory body that will have officials from forest, police, customs and other similar agencies. The constitution is specified in section 38Y of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. The regional deputy directors of the Bureau at Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata designated as sites assignment management authorities. These offices assist and advise custom authorities in the inspection of consignment of flora and fauna as per provisions of Wildlife Protection Act, sites and exim policy governing such an item. It is not intended to perform the normal and routine functions falling within the domain of the states or union territories as crime, including the implementation of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972 is mandate of the state governments. These offices assist and advise customs and authorities in the inspection of consignments of flora and fauna as per the provisions of Wildlife Protection Act, sites and exim policy governing such as an item. India's Bioeconomy Report 2022. India's Bioeconomy Report 2022. Recently, Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council released India's Bioeconomy Report. Key highlights of the report: India's bioeconomy is likely to touch USD 150 billion by 2025 and over USD 300 billion by 2030. The country's bioeconomy has reached over 80 billion US dollars in 2021, registering a 14.1% growth over 70.2 billion US dollars in 2020. On average, at least 3 biotech startups were incorporated every day in 2021. A total of 1,128 biotech startups set up in 2021, and the industry crossed 1 billion US dollars in research and development spending. India has the second highest number of US FDA approved manufacturing plants. Outside the US, India administered nearly 4 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines per day. A total of 1.45 billion doses given in 2021. The country conducted 1.3 million COVID-19 tests each day in 2021, a total of 506.7 million tests. Bioeconomy. According to the United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization FAO, the bioeconomy is the producing, the use and conservation of biological resources, including related knowledge, science and technology and innovation to provide information, products, processes and services to all economic sectors with the aim of moving towards a sustainable economy. Examples of bioeconomy. Food systems occupies the largest niche in the bioeconomy. To these systems, which include sustainable agriculture, sustainable fishing, forestry and aquaculture, as well as food and feed manufacturing, are added bio-based products and bioenergy. Bio-based products include bioplastics, biodegradable clothing and other products related with eco-design like biomass, one of the renewable energies. Bioenergy improves the security of energy supply, reduces energy dependence and creates new opportunities for growth and employment. J farm. It is a sale receipt of a farmer's agricultural produce in mandis, grain market. These forms were earlier issued manually by Arthia's commission agents because in Punjab a majority of farmers sell their crops through such agents only. Also, this form is an income proof for a farmer who sells his crop before digitization of the J farm. Several Harhitias had the habit of keeping these forms with themselves instead of providing it to the farmers, which was their right. Hence, many farmers ended up having no record of their income after selling their crops. These crops will be delivered directly on a farmer's WhatsApp number immediately after a sale is confirmed on the system by Arthias and buyers, who are mainly government procurement agencies. Okay. If any farmer changes his or her WhatsApp number, then he can see the J forms in their digital DigiLocker, which are legally at par with original physical documents under Rule 9A of the Information Technology. Preservation and retention of information by intermediaries providing digital locker facilities rules 2016 notified on February 8, 2017. All they will need to do is feed their Aadhaar card number in the system and the digitized J form and for procured paddy and wheat will be available to them. The J form can be used for raising finance from financial institutions, IT waivers, subsidy claims and farmers insurance. Apart from this, it can also help farmers to get admission for their wards in Educational Institute Board. For example, many children of farmers from Punjab are moving abroad to study nowadays. At the time of taking a loan for their education expenses or showing their income, they need to provide income proof under the J form, which is considered as authenticate document of income of the Canadian Embassy. Cantillon effect. The Cantillon effect refers to the idea that changes in the money supply in an economy causes redistribution of purchasing power among people, disturbs the relative prices of goods and services and leads to the misallocation of scarce resources. The Cantillon effect is named after the 18th century French economist Richard Cantillon, who published his ideas in 1755 book Essay on the Nature of Trade in General. About moon missions, Smart 1 was the European Space Agency's first mission to the moon. It was a technology test for a test of solar electric propulsion, communication technique, and miniature science instruments. SMART stands for Small Mission for Advanced Research in Technology. The technology tests were a success. The spacecraft was deliberately crashed on the moon in September 2006. Coral mass ejection. The Deep Space Climate Observatory or DSCOVR was launched in February of 2015 and maintains the nation's real-time solar wind monitoring capabilities. Coronal mass ejections, which are critical to the accuracy and lead of NOAA's space weather alerts and forecasts. Without timely and accurate warning, space weather events like geomagnetic storms have the potential to disrupt nearly every major public infrastructure system on Earth, including power grids, telecommunications, aviation, and GPS. Governor, doctrine of pleasure. According to the doctrine of pleasure, the governor of an Indian state cannot remove a minister of state. The pleasure doctrine is a concept derived from Englishman common law, under which the crown can dispense with the service of anyone in its employ at any time. In India, Article 310 of the Constitution says every person in the defence or civil service of the Union holds office during the pleasure of the President, and every member of the civil service in the state holds office during the pleasure of the governor. However, Article 311 imposes restrictions on the removal of a civil servant. It provides for civil servants being given a reasonable opportunity for hearing on the charges against them. There is also provision to dispense with the inquiry if it is not practicable to hold on one, or if it is not expedient to do so in the interest on national security. Under Article 64, the Chief Minister is appointed by the Governor, and the other minister the Chief Minister is appointed by the Governor, and the other ministers are appointed by the Governor on the CM's advice. Recently, Kerala Governor warned ministers that the state governments or individual ministers that the lower the dignity of the Governor's office can invite action, including withdrawal of pleasure. Sehat services, e-health assistance and teleconsultation. Sehat and Tri services teleconsultation of the MOD has been designed for all entitled personnel and families of the three services. It has also included all ECHS beneficiaries. Sehat is facilitating teleconsultations based on the allopathic system of medicine. Presently only general OPD is available. It aims to provide healthcare services to patients in their homes. Safe and structured video-based clinical consultations between a doctor in a hospital and a patient within the confines of his or her home have been enabled. Sehat Stay Home OPD has been developed by HQIDS and DGA FMS in collaboration with the Center for Development for Advanced Computing, CDAC Mohali, and is based on the lines of eSanjeevani, a similar free OPD service run by MOHFW for all citizens. Forever Chemicals, PFAS, per and polyfluorinated alkyl substances, also known as the forever PFAS, forever chemicals, are a largely chemical family of over 4,700 highly persistent chemicals that do not occur in nature. PFAS are the most persistent synthetic chemicals to date. They hardly degrade in the natural environment and have been found in the blood and breast milk of people and wildlife all around the world. PFAS, forever chemicals, are used in a wide range of consumer products due to their availability to repel both grease and water, including in paper and carbonated food packaging, example takeaway containers, popcorn bags, pizza boxes, ready-made cakes, etc. In non-stick cookware, in textiles, waterproof outdoor clothing and equipment, carpets, mattresses, etc. In cosmetics, hair conditioner, foundation cream, sunscreen, etc. In electronics, smartphones, They are also used in non-consumer applications such as firefighting foams, a special foam used to extinguish liquid fires such as petroleum fire. PFAS can be toxic to both humans and wildlife. Two of the most studied of the chemicals in this family, PFOA and PFOS, have been shown to interfere with the hormonal system, so they are called endocrine disruptors. Okay. India's first geological park, Lamheta village. The park will be set up by the Madhya Pradesh Tourism Development at a cost of about 35 crore. GSI has approved an amount of 1.3 crore for preparing its detailed report. Significantly, this site is already present in the tentative list of UNESCO's Geo Heritage for the protection of natural heritage. Fossils of many dinosaurs were found in the Narmada Valley, especially in Bedagat to Lamheta Ghat region of Jabalpur. The first dinosaur fossil was collected from the Lamheta bed by Indian Civil Service officer William Sleeman in 1828 AD. Geopark Lamheta village. Kaaba. The Central Advisory Board on Archaeology was reconstituted with the Culture Minister as the chairperson. It includes the members for the Culture Ministry, ASI and MPs, nominees from state governments, representatives of universities, scientists and experts on Indus Valley scripts among the members. About Kaaba, the Central Advisory Board on Archaeologically, that is meant to strengthen contacts between Archaeological Survey of India and those in the field of archaeological research were constituted with the Culture Minister as the chairperson. The board would also include 5 persons nominated by the person capacited by the Government of India. Okay.